There is a hole in the wall of the Riverside Mall supermarket. I made it with my hands. While a building was on fire around me and approximately 40 people were watching, and I was so scared of accidentally hurting someone that I was holding my breath the entire time. The hole worked. Everyone got out. The fire engines arrived. A fire officer shook my hand. And then I picked up the nachos. That last part is important. That last part is, in many ways, the whole story. Let me rewind. I came back for the nachos. That's the inciting incident. Everything else, the fire, the wall, the 40 people, is a consequence of that one decision. I was at the Riverside Mall, food court, candle shop, 3-floor car park, almost at my car when I remembered. The nachos, the yellow bag, the one Spidey Pant introduced me to at the sports bar, and which I have since developed a relationship with that I don't fully want to examine. I went back in. Not the blades, not the healing factor, the nachos. The supermarket is on the ground floor near the back, past the candle shop, which always smells like someone is burning a forest of lavender inside a church. I breathe through my mouth. I get to the supermarket. I find the yellow bag. I am holding the yellow bag. I am turning to leave. And then the fire alarm goes off. Not gently, not a polite notification. It goes off at a volume that suggests the building itself is trying to warn you by screaming directly into your face. I stop. Everyone stops. We all look at each other with the universal expression of, is this a drill? And then the smell hits, and the answer is no. Smoke, coming from somewhere behind the back wall. Not a huge amount, not yet. The kind of enough that means more is coming. Here's the thing about malls. They are not designed for quick exits when everyone needs to leave at once. The main entrance is filling with people. Slow. A bottleneck of trolleys and pushchairs and a man who has decided this is the moment to check his phone. The fire exit at the back is, I check, blocked. Not by fire. By a delivery trolley wedged against the door from the outside. Which sounds unbelievable until you see it, and then it's just a Tuesday. I am standing in the supermarket holding a bag of nachos, looking at the blocked fire exit, looking at my hands. 6 blades, retracted. Currently, I think about the blades constantly in public. Every door, every queue, every time someone stands too close. The blades do not know what a doorknob is. And there are people here, people I could hurt very easily by accident, which is a thought I carry like a stone in my pocket every single day. 4 seconds. I do the calculation. Blocked exit. Brick wall beside the door. Smoke increasing. People not moving fast enough. I put the nachos down. I tell the 3 nearest people to move back. Twice. And they do. I extend the blades. Slowly, carefully, with the focused energy of a man defusing a bomb. And I put them against the wall, and I cut. It does not feel heroic. It feels like the most stressful 30 seconds of my recent life, which is saying something because I once made breakfast with these blades and lost 2 cabinet doors. Every person watching makes me want to stop. Every sound makes me flinch. I am cutting through a brick wall in a shopping mall, holding my breath, thinking about everything that could go wrong. It goes right. The wall opens. Not elegantly. It is not a clean architectural feature, but enough. A rough gap into the service corridor, which leads to an external door that is, blessedly, not blocked. I check it's wide enough for a pushchair. Twice. Then I wave people through. Not panicking, not pushing, just moving. The way people move when someone has solved the problem. An older woman first. Then a man with a pushchair. Then most of the supermarket. I stand beside the gap. Blades retracted. Taking up as little space as possible. Watching people file through. The last person. A teenage girl on her phone. Walks through without looking at the gap. Without looking at me. Without any acknowledgement that the hole in the wall was not there 12 minutes ago. I pick up the nachos. I know how that sounds. But they were right there. And I had come back specifically for them. And leaving them in a building that is on fire seems wasteful. So I pick them up and I walk through the gap and I stand in the car park watching the fire engines arrive. Holding a yellow bag, blades retracted, slightly shaky, very relieved that nobody got hurt. A fire officer takes my statement. He looks at the wall. He looks at my hands. He does not ask about my hands. I appreciate this. It is becoming a theme. The fire was a faulty wire in the stockroom. Nothing catastrophic. The mall reopens in 3 days. The candle shop is fine, which I decide not to feel anything about. I call Spidey Pant from the car park. There was a fire, I say.
At the mall?
He says, yeah, I cut through a wall. Got some people out through the service corridor. A pause.
The back wall of the supermarket.
Yeah. Another pause. Longer. I wait. I know Spidey Pant. There is something coming.
Did you get the nachos?
He says. I look at the yellow bag in my hand. Yeah, I say. I got the nachos.
Good,
says Spidey Pant. That's it. No, well done. No, that was brave. Just, did you get the nachos? And when I say yes, the conversation ends. I'm standing in a car park outside a mildly singed mall holding a yellow bag. And somehow that is the most normal I have felt all day. Here's what I've been thinking about since. I was terrified of my own hands the entire time. Not thinking about being brave. Thinking about the gap being wide enough. About nobody standing too close. About not getting this wrong. And I didn't get it wrong. Not because I stopped being scared. Just because the wall needed cutting and I had the blades and the people needed to leave and the nachos were on the floor and the calculation was simple. Turns out being terrified of something you can do is not the same as not being able to do it. You can do the thing and still be scared the whole way through. You can be the most overcautious person in the room and still be the right person for the job. That's not a special skill. That's just showing up with what you have and trying not to knock anything over. I knocked over a wall, but that one was on purpose. Worth it.